Hello, happy Tuesday. Today's a special day. It is Jack's birthday. Happy birthday, Jack. So today is all about Jack, right? And hippopotamuses, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let's look at our morning message. Good morning, class. Today is Jack's birthday, and we spelled Jack's name in there. We said it starts with a capital because he is important. So we put the capital at the beginning, and the rest of the letters are lowercase letters. So we have a J, then we have this letter, A, C, and K. And the kids had to figure out what letter they needed by reading my sign language. That's why it's important you practice with me. Today, he turned 6 years old. Let's find out more about Jack. And so we asked Jack, what is your favorite food? And his favorite food was ramen. Ramen is a noodle. He loves ramen noodles. That's his favorite food. Then we asked him, what is your favorite toy? And he said, Legos. He loves Legos. I said, what is your favorite movie or show? And he said, Dr. Dolittle. Have you seen that one? I don't think I have. And then we asked him, what are his favorite colors? So what colors did he say were his favorite colors? Can you tell what color this is? It's red, and I didn't write red, so let's write red real quick. Red starts with a R. What letter? R. Remember that letter? E. Red. D. What letter? D. R-E-D spells red. He said red, and then he said this color. Can you tell what color that is? Black. Black. What color does black start with? Black. B. Bull. What's that sound? Bull. L. Bull. There's that sound again. Then A. And then this letter, what letter is that? C. And then this letter. K. C, K kind of work together to make K together. So they both make the same sound, but whenever you put them together, they still make that sound. Red and K. All right. So we also went over our alphabet. And when we did our alphabet, we did something kind of silly with it. We did the letter, name, the sound, and the animal. But when we got to a vowel, we had to do a jumping jack. So get ready, because when we get to a vowel, I want you to say the letter and sound and do jumping jacks. It's a lot of movement, but we can do it. Are you ready? Here we go. L-O, lion. L-O, lion. R, rainbow. R, rainbow. S, star. S, star. Y, yo-yo. Y, yo-yo. T, turtle. T, turtle. X, x-ray. X, x-ray. E, elephant. E, elephant. Remember, E is a vowel. C, cat. C, cat. A, apple. A, apple. Remember, A is also a vowel. A. D, duck. D, duck. N, newspaper. N, newspaper. J, jar. J, jar. Q, question. Q, question. H, hand. H, hand. B, bear. B, bear. G, glasses. G, glasses. K, kite. K, kite. V, violin. V, violin. P, pig. P, pig. I, igloo. I, igloo. Yes, I is a vowel. We have to do jumping jacks for the I. F, fan. F, fan. W, watch. W, watch. monkey. Monkey. Z, zebra. Zebra. Umbrella. Umbrella. And then the last one, another vowel. Octopus. Octopus. All right, those were our letters and sounds. How many letters are in our alphabet? Do you remember? I ask you every day, so you might as well remember. What is it? Did you say 26? If you did, you are correct. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, and there are 5 vowels. These are our 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Let's sing our song that goes with this, okay? There are 5 vowels we all know, and let me say them for you. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. And I just said 5 vowels. Now we're going to sing the vowel sounds. There are 5 vowels we all know, and let me sing their sounds. A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O, A, E, I, and I just sang my vowel sounds. So you remember A says A, where your chin drops, A. E says elephant. I says itchy nose, igloo. O says octopus. And you punch in the tummy, umbrella. Very good. All right, let's look at our rhyming words before you hear my crazy story today. All right, so here are my 2 rhyming words. Do they rhyme or do they not rhyme? So listen to the words, and if they rhyme, you give me a thumbs up. If they don't rhyme, you give me a thumbs down. Sad, mad. Sad, mad. Remember, we're listening for that ending sound. Add has add at the end. Mad has add at the end. They both have add, so it's a thumbs up. All right, we've got pot, dot. Pot, dot. Are they the same? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up, yes, they rhyme. Okay, we have fit, fan. Fit, fan. It and. Do they sound the same at the end? No. All right, we've got pot, pan. Pot, pan. So we have ot, and. Do they sound the same? No. Okay, we've got the last one here. Tag, ag, bag. Tag, bag. Do they sound the same? Yes, they do. You are right. Okay, so today's story. Yesterday we read, where's my book? I'll find it. We read a book called Huggopotamus, and I'm looking for Huggopotamus. And how did it disappear on me? Hold on, I'll find it. It'll be magical. I found it. I knew I could find it. We read this book yesterday, Huggopotamus. Now look at the picture on here. And it's got a huggopotamus, a big hippopotamus, and he loves to give hugs and he talks to his friends. Is that a real story? Is that something that really happens? Do hippopotamuses really talk and give hugs? No, they don't. A real hippopotamus would look something like this. They don't talk or give hugs, but man, they've got a big mouth, don't they? So this was our story yesterday. This was a fiction book. It's make-believe. Today I'm going to read you a nonfiction book, a real story about hippopotamuses. All right, hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold your horses. It is online. So because it is, and I'm going to scooch in, it may make that weird sound. Because it is a nonfiction book, it has a table of contents. Table of contents is like a clue, like, hey, this is a real story. So this one has a table of contents. It says big swimmers. If I want to read about big swimmers, I'm going to turn to page 4. Parts of a hippopotamus, I'm going to turn to page 22. picture glossaries on page 23. We have the index and to learn more. So because it is a nonfiction book, it has a table of contents. It's a clue to this is a real story about this animal. All right, here we go. Look at that big old hippopotamus. It swims underwater. Oh wait, why is this in the middle? I don't think that's not the first page. Hold on just a second. Use my clicker, maybe that'll help it. There it is. I knew that wasn't the right first page. Big swimmers. It's a hot day. How does a hippopotamus stay cool? Look at this picture. Pictures often tell you a lot of information. So I can answer that question just by looking at the picture. Well, to stay cool, it swims. It can swim underwater and it holds its breath for how long? 30 minutes. That's a long time. Let's see how long we can hold our breath. Let's hold our breath for, let's see if we can do it for 10 seconds. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. 1. Oh! Oh! 10 seconds is a long time for you to hold your breath. They hold their breath for 30 minutes. That's a long time. That's not counting to 30. That is a long time. That's like a whole show. Like if you were to sit down and watch Paw Patrol, they held their breath the whole time. So they can hold their breath a long time. Hippos are, even they sleep in the water. We don't sleep in the water. So it's very different. They sleep in the water in shallow areas. Now they're very heavy animals, heavy. And so because they're so heavy, if they get in the water, they don't feel as heavy. So it's more comfortable for them, one, to be cooler, and that they don't feel so heavy where it pulls down on them so much. So they like to be in the water. Hippos are huge animals. They can be up to 14 feet long. That's really long. I mean, if you think about how tall your ceiling is, or maybe how long your room is, maybe your room is about 10 feet long. So they can't even fit in your room. They're so big. Those are big, big animals. On land, they get very hot and they sweat. It looks like this. It's red. When we sweat, it kind of is like a clear, like water, salty water. When they sweat, it's red. That's kind of strange. That's special for a hippo. Hippos go to shore at night and they eat grass. So they eat grass. That's what they like to eat. We like to eat meat and plants. So we're omnivores. We eat all the different types of food, right? We eat like hamburgers and might have a steak or might have chicken or a pork chop. They just eat grass. That's all they eat. They're called a herbivore because they just eat grass. Many hippos live together. Look at that. Oh, that's a bunch of hippos. And when they're in a group like this, it's called a bloat. So they're just all in that water, a bloat. And sometimes they fight. They're very powerful animals. They may look sweet, but definitely don't go up to one because they are very powerful. Look at those, look at that jaw. Look at those teeth. They use their large teeth and they can squish stuff so easy. Like put a watermelon in their mouth and they'll just squish it like it's a grape. So they're very powerful animals. Moms have one calf. So this is their baby. It's called a calf. And she teaches it to swim and it's going to grow really, really big. Okay, now remember at the very beginning of the book, it had a table of contents and it talked about the parts of the animal. It had a glossary. So these are words that were tricky in the stories, like bloat. Remember what that is? Large group of hippopotamuses. Shallow is not deep water because they like to sleep in not deep water. And they sweat and it shows their sweat there. And a calf is a baby. And then here they're pointing to their little bitty ears and their eyes and their nose that are in the front. And their eyes that are kind of on the side of their faces so they can see over here and over here. Ours are in the front, theirs is on the side. So this is a nonfiction book. And remember yesterday our story was a fiction book. So let's go back and let's compare those for just a minute. Let me get my slideshow going. Here we go. I'm gonna back you up just a little bit. There's that weird sound. All right, so I put a big picture so you could see how big its mouth is. It's amazing. All right, so when we look at the books, we can tell just by the cover that this is a fiction book. It is not real. It is make-believe. And this is a nonfiction book. And I can kind of tell by the picture too, because it's a photograph of the animal, that I know if I read this book, I'm going to learn about what a hippopotamus is like and some of its details. This one's going to tell me a story. So we have a fiction and nonfiction. Okay, so these are things I want you to remember when we look at books, okay? Is it a fiction, is it make-believe, or is it real, nonfiction? Also, I want you to know the author and the illustrator. Remember yesterday I sang that little song, the author writes the book, the author writes the book, the illustrator draws the pictures, and the author writes the book. So what is the author's job? Do you remember from the song? The author is the one that writes the book, that writes the story. When I look at this book, the author is Steve Metzger. Okay, that is the one who wrote the book. They're the one that wrote the words in the book. The illustrator is the one that draws the pictures. So when I look at this book, the illustrator's name was Gabrielle Anatoni. Okay, so that's the illustrator. The author writes the book, and the illustrator draws the pictures. Now, I want us to think about this book for just a second. Do you remember it had characters in the story? It had Albert. Let's look and see. We're just going to walk through these questions that I would have asked you. It has Albert. Let's see. Oh, there's Mama and Dad. Do you remember this character's name? Benny. Benny the lion. Remember, he got mad because he didn't like getting hugs. It was not right now. And then we had Jasmine, the zebra. She didn't like those hugs either, right? And then there was Badge, the monkey. So those were the characters in the story. Then let's see what happens at the beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to be asking those questions. And so when you think about a book has a beginning, middle, and end. So I want you to think about what happened at the beginning of the story. So if we went back to the story, and I could even just see from the pictures what happened. Do you remember? It was telling us about how Albert grew up and his mom and dad loved him so much and wanted to give hugs all the time. So that was the beginning of the story. That was the beginning part. Then in the middle of the story, we learn about how Albert gives hugs and they're too rough. They are not now, in the wrong time, right? And too hard, real hard hugs. Remember, it squishes him because he's so strong. So that was in the middle where Albert is giving hugs when he shouldn't give hugs, right? All right, and then he's learning and thinking about what had happened and he didn't have anybody to play with. Okay, now what happens at the end of the story? At the end of the story, you'll remember they were playing freeze tag and Albert remembered to not give hugs too strong, not now, and too rough. So whenever he was going to help his friend Benny, he stopped and he asked first. So in the end, Albert learns his lesson and his friends are proud of him and give him a hug, and it had a very happy ending. So when you think about a story, when you're listening to the story, think about what happens at the beginning, in the middle, and the end of the story, okay? Before we go into math, I have a new song for you. I have lots of songs all the time, don't I? All right, this song is called I Can't Spell Hippopotamus. Can you spell hippopotamus? Hippopotamus is a very big word, and it's even hard for adults to spell. And so we have to break it apart to help us spell it, and that's what this song's about. Okay, let me get to the right page. Okay, here we go. I can spell hat, H-A-T. I can spell cat, C-A-T. I can spell mat, M-A-T, but I can't spell hippopotamus. H-I-P-P-O, I know, and then comes P-O-T. But that's as far as I can go, and that's what bothers me. Gee! I can spell hop, H-O-P. I can spell mop, M-O-P. I can spell top, T-O-P, but I can't spell hippopotamus. H-I-P-P-O, I know, and then comes P-O-T. That's as far as I can go, and that's what bothers me. G. I can spell dog, D-O-G. I can spell log, L-O-G. I can spell hog, H-O-G, but I can't spell hippopotamus. All right, so that was our fun song. We'll sing it again tomorrow because I love that song, especially when we read about the hippopotamus book. All right, now today we went over our numbers. Remember yesterday we talked about the number 0 and we talked about the number 1. So let's practice writing the number 0 and the number 1. They're a great number to start with because it has your basic shapes when you're writing it. So let's write the number 0. Okay, when you write your number 0, you're going to start at the top, go down, and then come back up. Always start at the top. When you're writing, you want to start at the top, down and back up. That's the number 0. It also looks like a letter. Do you know what letter it looks like? Letter O. Start at the top, go down, come back up. All right, now we're going to write the number 1. It's the hardest number to write. I hope you can do it. Always start at the top, go down. And that's it. I was just kidding. It's the easiest number to write. You start at the top and you go down, number 1. All right, so speaking of number 1, let's look at our calendar because, look at that, we are on a new month. We are in the month of September. Last month, or yesterday was August. Today, we're in the month of September. There are 12 months and we are now in September. It is September 2020. The years have stayed the same. So let's count and see what number we need to put in our box for today. Are you ready? Let's count. Ready? 1. Oh my goodness, that was so easy. Let's do it again. 1. Oh, it is September 1st, 2020. All right, let's look at our days of the week. Okay, we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Look where we are right here. It is Tuesday. So here's our song. Every week has 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. Every week has 7 days. Can you name them? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, so we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you keep that tune in your head, it'll help you to remember what day is tomorrow, what day was yesterday. But we are right here on the yellow day, Tuesday. It is Tuesday. So when we look at today's date, September 1st, 2020, we're going to say today is, what did I say it was? Starts with the T. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. What day comes before Tuesday? What was yesterday? Yesterday starts with an M, Monday. Yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday, and tomorrow will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See how that tune can help you remember? Tomorrow will be Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday we do not meet. You do all of your specials assignments like art, music, and PE, but make sure you get your math test done, and then you'll start the reading test on Thursday, okay? All right, let's go back to our numbers. So today, after we went over our number 0 and number 1 review, we built our number 2 and number 3 posters. So let's look at our number 2 and number 3 posters. This is the 2 poster. So these are tally marks. We just mark them. It looks like the number 11, but it's just marking when we count. And we're going to learn how to do this more, but I just want you to kind of see it. This is dice. If you were to roll the dice, you see 2 dots, dominoes. Uh-oh, what if I roll 2 dice and there's 1 on each? You've rolled 2. And this is how to spell 2, T-W-O, that spells 2. All right, and this tree has how many apples? 2 apples. How many apples in the 10 frame? 1, 2. How many on this domino? 1 on each side. 1, 2. 2 with your fingers, 2 dots. Now, we talked about the fingers here, and this shows 2, but I can show it another way too. What if I go like this? It's 2, right? You can see my marker hands. 2, 1, 2. Okay, so sometimes you can do it different ways. All right, then we did the number 3. Okay, so we have our number 3. We have 3, and remember you can show it a different way. You could do like this, where you have 2 on one hand, 1 on one hand. That's also 3. So you can show that in different ways. 3 tally marks. T-H-R-E-E spells 3. That's another one. It's how you spell the word 3. 3 dots. And let's see here, it's got 2 and 1, just like with the fingers, do 2 and 1, 2 and 1 on the dominoes. 3 apples in a tree, 3 apples in a tin frame. You could roll a 2 and a 1 on your dice, or you could roll it like this to get a 3. Okay, let's practice writing those numbers real quick, and then we will finish with a song. Okay, if we were writing the number 2, you start at the top. I'm going to show you on the lines, and then I'll show you here, okay? Kind of start at the top, and you're going to go up, hit that line, go around, down, and back to you, okay? So the rhyme goes like this. Around the bend and back to you. That's how you make the number 2. I'll do it one more time. I hope you're doing it with me. Around the bend and back to you. That's how you make the number 2. All right, now let's practice the 3. The 3 can sometimes be tricky, and some kids get stuck on it. So watch carefully how I do it, okay? You go around the tree, around the tree. That's how you make the number 3. Did you see how I went back on this line? Let me do it again. Around the tree, around the tree. That's how you make the number 3. So when you get to this point here, you're going to go back around, okay? All right, and then I'll show you these too. I showed you these the other day. These are touch points. If I were looking at the number 3, I could touch each of those points, and there's 3 points in the number 3. 1, 2, 3. So you need to make sure to put that middle point when you're writing that 3. You don't want it to be curvy. You want it to be a point. Okay, so you can make the 3 touch points. 1, 2, 3. And then number 2, around the bend and back to you. That's how you make the number 2. All right, so let's do this song again. Let's finish with our song I introduced yesterday. And I like this song. Last year when I introduced the song, one of my students got so upset. Like, I don't know Spanish. I can't sing that song. But do you know, by the end of the week, that was one of his favorite songs because he learned how to say his numbers in Spanish. All right, so let me tilt that down just a little bit. Throw that on the floor so I can sit over here and sing this with you. Are you ready? And then you are done for the day. 2 little hands and 10 little fingers, 2 little hands and 10 little fingers, 2 little hands and 10 little fingers, count them if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this hand, 5 on this hand, 5 on this hand, 5 and 5 makes 10. If I count them all, there's 10. Now we're going to sing it in Spanish. Are you ready? Dos manitas, 10 deditos, 2 manitas, 10 deditos, 2 manitas, 10 deditos, cuéntalos conmigo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 en esta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 en esta, 5 en esta, 5 en esta, 5 y 5 es 10. Oh, that's kind of hard. All right, but you will get it. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow is Specials Day, so you do not meet with me, but I will see you again on Thursday. Make sure to get your math assessment done. If it gets stuck, let me know or call the help desk. They had trouble on Monday. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.